Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
He might have forgotten that, but that was a thing that did happen. Was part of the infamous 10-man roster.
And it did have like some decent games.
Yeah. Oh, the TP.
Another hook going to come on through here as the teleport is coming down. Hype is sticking around because he didn't really have a good direction to go, as there is the surprise Teemo face and Polu has nowhere to go. It's a double for DK.
Well,
he doesn't have any stacks just yet.
I know, that's why you gotta get started early. You know, it's compound interest.
Indeed. So, I mean, okay, Beryl is going to face check perhaps, does land the hook, there's the knock-up onto the Varus as Showmaker's turned up, but the seismic shove goes wide, and now he might be out of position. The ulti comes through though as Shiu turns up and says goodbye to Hype. However, the same thing is happening on the other side. It's a great equalizer from Morgan as Shiu looking to try and escape, and Lucid is going to get caught out. He does survive for a little bit longer, but DK cannot stick around, and the Bros win the fight.
A 3-for-2 in favor of the Bros. We'll get them a dragon as well. Second dragon to come through here.
That's a big one.
Showmaker missing on Hype there actually ends up being a really big deal. It means that Lucid needs to win.
As Shelly's getting somewhat aggressive. Lucid feeling like Croco is probably going to run away from this one, and Shelly is going to lose interest, as we can see there. Closer is teleported in though towards that top side, and now Lucid looking for an angle towards Morgan, but Closer gets in there at exactly the right time. Equalizer is down and the hot dog is cooked. Shiu going to fall as well, and the Bros just had the
amount of kills for a Bro game. He's 9 and
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is certainly upgraded as far as the level of action is concerned. Closer does find a little bit of an angle here towards the doggo as Lucid going to get spotted out, but that should be first Terror Blood, and that should also be feats of strength as Polu comes on over. Chains of Corruption just barely picking the gap in the DK members. As now Hype just going to drive Shelly towards the bottom.
But ever since they had their dip, that meme did kind of die, because they did just lose a whole lot of 2-0s, and Bro right now are feeling good.
Well, this seismic shove is actually going to connect as the bullet time not thrown out just yet. There is a Glacial Prison though, equalizer down as well as Lucid going to leap in. Doesn't manage to stop that, but Closer over the wall finds Shiu and Showmaker as then turns his attention towards Lucid. The bullet time's good as Beryl's holding them in place, and Shiu dashing around the back of the fight. The wall is going to block them off, but there is so much money on the Bros right now, and Hype is looking to clean it up.
Access to this pit, I think, might be impossible.
Well, Beryl down to 50% health already.
Lucid doesn't have flash.
He is in position. He's now out of vision as well. He's looking to try and get over. Out goes Beryl, but he hooks himself back in again, doing that real cool Nautilus tech. But there's a steal on the Otacon. The question is, can they keep themselves alive? As knocked off his wall is Showmaker. He's going to get taken down. Lucid, no more untargetability left, and he'll get cut up as well. And yes, the Otacon gets stolen away, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? And that is 3 members of DK and probably a bunch of their turrets.
Now, if that was Elder Lucid and Showmaker
can't do anything.
Just can't realistically get out. And right there, Showmaker trying to get out again. The Talia, it feels to me like if he does, seems like Genji and T1. So I really want to, again, hammer home the stakes. Even a single game drop here as the Ocean Soul is about to get taken for DK is a big deal. It means that KT ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh, big ult.
Yeah,
Lucid wasn't able, but they don't have the damage. Like, there's not a lot of people on Baron. Lucid's going to be able to find a re-entry here.
Yeah, actually, the King's Verdict now on cooldown. They have to
look
peel.
for the turn.
They definitely
They are.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall comes in. That means the Showmaker is nowhere near it. That's just Beryl dead. Aiming is now trying to kite away 2 people as Closer does have to go back. A seismic shove going wide once again, but it buys enough space for the MF to make her way out. So yes, Beryl's dead, down for 20 seconds. Lucid still in the area. Polu still waiting for that ulti to come back up again, but it looks like this Baron is still going to go over to the Bros. Unless Lucid finds a nice flip to get himself in.
He does a flash.
Yeah, the vision does come over as Lucid. Well, we did not need to see that, did we? That was not exactly what we wanted. As Shiu is going to look to trade, he's going to teleport his way out, picks up a bounty after taking down this turret. We could have just been watching that instead of watching that attempted flash over the wall completely fail. All right, Showmaker
He's
gonna have
dead.
to get on his
Using the flash in the first place doesn't feel great, but you want to try and get the flip so you can get the bounty and then at least maybe contest. But there is a Poppy on top of you, so I think it's understandable. Not the easiest flash, even if you are not being pressured. The bigger issue, obviously, is what has been happening before this. With the Soul Mao, BRION certainly about to push in here for a Game 1 lead.
Yeah, ulti comes through from closer. It's a little bit forgettable, but still, it's Beryl once again dead. And there is the cleanse out from aiming already. The flash on top there from Croco and a double kill for Hype to start this one off. There's the ulti to come on down as well as closer is still just going to turn that into even more. Looking for the knock-up, she is going to flash out of the way, but he is the only one left alive. And the Bros, a 10,000 gold lead. Nexus turret number 1 going to go down. The second one to follow, and only 2 more after this. And they will have taken down DK and looked to push themselves ever closer towards the Legend group. Pro fans, hold on to your memories. Keep them close. But if you're a DK fan, you want to see them play better, we're going to have to remove Game 1 from our memory banks.
That does mean that the early dragon, yet again, goes to the Bros. Lucid, this time at least, will get something for his troubles.
Yeah,
Bro Dragon Streak.
Oh, man. All right. No one takes 6 dragons away from DK in a row, I guess. In one series, and that
the
is
lack
going
thereof.
to be,
your brain needs some form of stimuli.
That's very true. Well, this Rift Herald's helping. Thank you very much, Shelly. Just going to get poked in the eye momentarily. A teleport is coming in as well as Morgan is going to be unleashed onto the map. As the Bros wanting to get themselves this smite, and they do manage to find it. Crash down onto Lucid as well. Chain CC's fantastic as Showmaker trying to get rid of Closer, but that is the kill onto the Skarner to start this one off. And now it's Shiu trying to stay alive. The Magnus Storm holding him in place as he really wants to kill Closer, but instead he's going to get taken down. It was a decent amount of healing, but it does not quite work out. And once again, DK just fails straight up in the team fight.
They knew!
Yeah!
Bro was very ready to contest, and the complete lack of cohesion continues. 4DK wanted to take that fight.
Oh dear.
It just didn't seem to really hit the mark. I'm not sure what happened to Showmaker's ultimate, but it felt like he didn't
used
really...
it on closer.
That's Ari. Yeah, that's not good. I know Lucid also kind of threw his ult. It's not going to be the end of the game for DK, even though Bro are now even in gold, but it's...
This is looking kind of like, okay, the train comes out of the station, but unfortunately the tracks went straight into the wall for some reason. Charm is going to connect onto Showmaker, but he's in relative safety at the moment. That is going to be the Drake secured by Lucid, as now Polo's in a bit of trouble, and once again, she was trying to do battle right in amongst it. And there goes the Impale, it goes wide. The Magnus Storm is decent, but so is the AoE from DK, and it's a triple for aiming. Hype is now in the back of this pit. Shiu surviving for so incredibly long as the Charm comes out, the Ardent Blaze comes on in, and the Gromp is going to kill aiming. As Lucid is looking to drive into Hype. Let's see if that's going to work.
Toughie.
He does hit the W. See if he does Arcane Shift forward. And he does not. Hype gonna get crashed into the wall here, as there is the quickness, and Hype is just dead.
That was clean.
Yeah.
Okay. Beryl with the quickness, ensuring that there was not really any opportunity for Hype to get out of that one. That's a big win. Otacon is on the table. TP for Morgan has got to be forced off of this, I do imagine. Showmaker, though, does not have the Leandris yet, isn't even particularly close.
Oh, wow, okay, so Charm not going to connect there.
Oh, it's a bit of a Hail Mary here from DK. Because Croco's there, he is, his ultimate TP comes in, but look at the flank!
Yeah, this Shiu flank is absolutely ridiculous, but they need to try and keep them in this Tribush. In he comes, as there's the Magnus Storm once again. Empress Divide hits everyone this time, but down goes the Skarner, and down goes the Azir. DK, I mean, they hit a bunch of buttons, but they didn't really do anything, and that's going to be Otacon going over to the Bros.
And again, they're just abandoning ship. DK just in complete shambles here, as the attempted turn doesn't hit the mark. Bro, just get the Otacon. This was a play that was started by DK as well.
Yeah. It's very, very strange. I feel like DK have had all the information, all of the setup, and when they do, they make all of the wrong choices.
Of Croco and Closure that do a lot of the lifting with the team fight, but Hype has been looking amazing on this Ezreal as well. Been basically untouchable for a lot of these fights, which is why so much damage is able to come out from him of that. Yep. But if you just keep half opting into these fights and then dipping as soon as it looks a little rough.
Lucid is just running into this Banana Brush. That is actually going to work out. He gets the flash. There's the Impale as well. The chain CC, it's okay, but Croco makes his way out, and there goes Lucid. Beryl just going to get chopped in half by the Lumberjack himself as Morgan getting amongst it. He finds the knock-up on a Showmaker who's trying to kite this one out. The Emperor's Divide just to play defense, but the pros don't care about that. Aiming, trying to just finesse this fight. Hype goes down low, but Closer just stands in his face and says, nah, mate, that's a clean ace for the bros, and they'll turn it into a Baron.
The 2-0, I think, is about to happen here for win on Croco, but there isn't the damage. Paulo tanks the culling, and then I want you to watch what happened to agree with that. Assessment Atlas.
It's looking very, very rough. Even the Scion into the Aatrox matchup is looking absolutely fine here for Morgan. Look at those items, man. Thornmail and Sunfire Cape both completed. Now looking to augment that with a little bit of cheeky magic resist. And man, the bros making this composition work. And it was going to be a comp that could look a little...
ton of really tough matches ahead of them, right? Because they're facing KT. And they're facing T1 and then DK, which I think might be the final one. Is this the end?
Not quite finding the angle as Shiu down to 50%. It's a decent Impale, but there's no follow-up. There's no real option as Croco does go down. It's a trade of junglers for now, but Closer goes in, looks for the point-blank charm on a Showmaker, who hits 3 with the ulti, but then goes down, and Closer is just going ballistic. He's going nuts. They're going to be able to lock down the kill on the Aatrox. It's only the bottom lane left alive as the first inhibitor turret does go down, the inhibitor to follow, and I don't think Aiming and Beryl are going to be able to stop this freight train from just knocking down their Nexus. The knock-up is decent, but Beryl is just going to go down as if he was made of tissue paper. And Aiming, yeah, I think probably just spend some time in the fountain there, buddy. There's not going to be too much of an option here as these Nexus turrets are looking toast, and the bros with a 2-0 clean. Absolutely nothing to see here. Another day at the office.